So today we have an iPhone XR, which I had previously worked on before. You can watch the video on the link up. And this time its screen is detaching. So it's just the glass, not the screen itself. So before some water enters it, we need to do something. Also, I am replacing the back glass because it's shattered. So let's get into it. We firstly remove the two pentalobe screws that are next to the charging port. We will now lift the screen with this sucker and use our little iFixit pick to remove the screen. With the screen removed, let's then check the battery, because I thought the screen was lifting because the battery was puffing, but it's not the case. But anyhow, this is an old battery, so it's still the original one. Let's just see the percentage on it. If it is below 80%, we will replace it, because I had bought a new battery anyway, because I thought that would be the issue, but apparently it's not. So here we can check the battery percentage. And as you can see, it is on 79%. So we need to address this and replace the battery, because this one will be worthless in a few months. So we now remove all the screws and the little protecting covers that it has. And with the help of this pick, we will remove each of the covers from the phone. This specific one here for the battery is glued to one of the connectors, so I don't want to break the connector, so I had to remove firstly the screen and then after the battery. But always remove the battery first. I then managed to remove it with this pick, and as you can see, it's the connector that comes from the SIM card. So if I had pulled this and damaged it, the phone would be useless, at least as a phone. So let's keep on going. We will now remove the battery. The tabs, they broke, obviously, so I will need to use a bit of isopropyl alcohol and this plastic card to remove the battery. Be aware that this might damage the cables beneath it, so be careful if you do it. With the battery removed, I will clean all this remains of glue. I've just done it, so you don't need to have a look at this because it's boring and it takes a few minutes to do with some IPA and some scraping tools. Let's then go to the other side and remove the back glass. This back glass has been glued by me. I've used a B8000 glue if I'm not wrong, so let's use the hot air and the exact to take off the remaining shards of glass. This will be fairly easy because this glue is not as strong as the other glue that Apple uses originally. So with that done, we will then clean the frame where the screen will be placed. So we need to remove all the dust and the remains of glue from the previous screen in order to then put our new glue, our new seal. With the old screen on the table, let's then remove the Face ID module. Although it's not working, the Face ID, it still needs the front camera. So let's get into it, removing the 4 little screws that it has. Then we just lift it up and put it to the side. Here we have all the new material that will be placed in this phone: a battery, a back glass, the screen and the seal. We will be using this clone boy device to pass the information from the original screen, which is not original, but it was cloned anyway, into the new screen. So we will then just need to connect the screen and press the read button. It will be reading the details on this chip, and then for the new screen we just connect it on the same place, just like so. Once it detects the screen, we just press the write button and it will write the details of the previous screen on this new screen, so we don't lose the true tone of Apple. We will now be installing the camera on the new screen, so I placed the camera already and will be removing this peel, this plastic peel, in order for the camera to be glued in place. Let's screw it back in. I will use this peel in order for the cameras not to be scratched or further damaged, and we will apply now the B7000 glue all around the frame and in the middle of the frame, as per the original glue that Apple has used. The marks are still on it, so let's try to follow them as close as possible so that the back glass is glued in place properly. And to attach the new backlash, we just center it as harder as we can and then press it so that the glue spreads throughout the whole glass and the back of the body of the phone. So let's then take out our new battery from its plastic protection. And let's try to center the battery as best as we can with the connector so we can see what type of space it takes on the body, so that when we glue it on the correct place. So I will be using two-sided seller tape. We don't need a very strong one, just in case we need to take the battery out again. Then just center the battery as best as you can with the connector, so you don't put the connector all the way up or all the way down. Then you need to push or pull and disconnect the battery, and it will be a pain. So just do it right the first time. With the battery in place, let's see if it turns on and if the screen also works properly. And there it is, it's working. So yeah, the screen is working, the battery is at around 70%, 65, something like that. So it's good. Let's then place the seal for the screen. To put the seal, we need to remove the bottom part first and then center it as best as we can so it is not crooked when the screen goes in. I tried at least 3 times. This is just the correct time that it fitted properly. Let's then put the parts of the glue that were not very well placed with the help of this tweezer and gently touching it until it goes to where it should be, so when we place the screen it will get glued on the frame. So let's connect the screen back into the board. Then we will place all of the protections and the screws so we can put the phone back together and see if everything is okay. So to put the screen in place, be aware that you need to place the top part first, because there are some metal clips that need to be attached there first, and then you just press along the screen until you hear the pop sound. When it does the pop sound, it's fixed in place. Let's then place the two pentalobes back again in order for the screen to be fixed in place. And let's then test the phone and see if everything is working as intended. So we already seen that it is turning on. Let's then see all the rest. So the time updated correctly as soon as it connected to the Wi-Fi. Let's just go into it. And here we will check the true tone. As you can see, we have the option there to activate it. The brightness is working as well. True tone is turning on and off. So this part, all good. Let's just check the battery. As intended, the battery says it's not an original part, so we cannot see its percentage. So let's remove the little seals from the back glass and reveal the Apple logo on top and on the bottom. Apparently you cannot sell parts with the Apple logo, so they just cover it with these little seals. So let's do a quick clean with some IPA and these cotton buds to remove the remains of glue that came off of the glass on the bottom, and to make the phone shiny and nice again. And that wraps it up. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe the channel, and if you like these kinds of videos, just choose one video from the options here. I hope you have a very good day. See you on the next one.